So we chose to examine Western Michigan University's East Campus, primarily because we have 2 alumni in our group. Our project also happens to coincide with Western's 120th anniversary. We specifically chose East Campus as the buildings there are mostly historic, and West Campus, a lot of that has been built, was built in the 70s. For this project, we limited the amount of text description attached to each location, instead choosing to emphasize audio descriptions. This is in contrast to a project created by Western's Libraries, which focuses more on the photographs and textual descriptions.
The Western State Normal School, founded in 1903, constructed its first building on Prospect Hill, which was completed in 1905. This is the oldest building on Western Michigan University's campus. The building was originally used mainly for classrooms and administration. In 1967, the building was renamed East Hall and remained as a teaching facility until 1990, when it started housing art studios. The building housed the art studios until the mid-2000s. In December 2012, it was announced that East Hall was going to be renovated to be the Alumni Center and was renamed Heritage Hall in July 2015. Heritage Hall now houses a ballroom, library, cafe, various conference rooms, and the Office for Development and Alumni Relations.
This next portion of the tour is going to focus mostly on dormitories. Around the start of World War II, WMU saw a significant increase in enrollment, leading to a burgeoning campus, and Vandercook Hall was constructed to provide housing in addition to Wallwood Hall, which was built the previous year, and Spindler Hall was constructed to provide housing for women. Student population growth in conjunction with issues coming from having a school on top of a steep hill, amongst other things, eventually led to the construction of classroom buildings and dormitories on West Campus, which became the primary campus in the 1950s. Many East Campus buildings have been heavily renovated or torn down, but the buildings chosen for this tour are largely intact, although Heritage Hall was extensively renovated when it became the Alumni Center.
The 8th building to open on Western's campus was Spindler Hall, which opened in 1940 as a women's-only dormitory. It was named after Lavinia Spindler, who served as director of campus school, dean of women, and the freshman advisor from 1907 to 1938. It now serves as graduate and doctoral student housing. In the 1940s, residents of the dorm would refer to themselves as Spindlerites, and they enjoyed a strong sense of community similar to that felt by the men of Vandercook Hall. And both dormitories would hold mixers, allowing students a break from the rigorous nature of their studies.
The Henry Montague House was built in 1861 in a Greek Revival style. Henry Montague was one of the early settlers in the Kalamazoo area around 1837. Montague started as a farmer, but over time became more involved with politics and the abolitionist movement. Montague served as a state legislator and advocated for the state hospital to be placed in Kalamazoo. He then became a steward for the Kalamazoo Psychiatric Hospital. The house was eventually purchased by Western Michigan University, and in 1986 became the chapter house for the American Association of the University of Professors, also known as AAUP. The houses on this tour, the Montague House, Oakland's, State Hospital, Gatehouse, and the Gibbs, are all 19th century homes, and they're good representations of the development of Kalamazoo overall. The houses reflect the United States expansion into Michigan in the 19th century, and they also are examples of the development of Western Michigan University, as they were all later acquired by Western in the 20th century. The water tower, which is made of bricks, also serves as evidence of the growing needs of the community in the 19th century.
Wallwood Hall is located on East Campus on Oakland Drive. It was built in 1938 and dedicated that year on October 8. The building has 5 floors and originally housed the Student Union and functioned as a dormitory. Currently, it houses the Office for University Relations, the Graduate College, the Medieval Institute, the School of Public Affairs, and the Office of the Vice President for Research. Many rooms are still available to be used by the community. Wallwood Hall used to have a soda bar with a special called the Wallwood Hall Special Sunday. It has a 5,000 square foot ballroom with a stage that hosted dances and used to be a center of social life on campus. It was the first dormitory on WMU's campus. There is a mural at one of the entrances depicting the WMU founding fathers, and the honor roll installation engraved with the 1,450 alumni, faculty, staff, and students who served in World War II.
As the name of this place implies, the State Hospital Gatehouse was originally constructed in 1879 as an entrance building for the Michigan Asylum for the Insane, which today is now known as the Kalamazoo Regional Psychiatric Hospital. Located at 1312 Oakland Drive, it's not known if this place was ever used as a gatekeeping stop, but in 1885 it was used as a special housing location for specific patients whose privileged families could afford to have them stay there before it was eventually converted as a residency for nursing staff. The State Hospital Gatehouse was then converted into a museum in the early 1960s, and in 1983 was placed on the National Register of Historic Places.
Our tour includes 2 videos, and these videos were created for both the Montague House and the Kalamazoo State Hospital Water Tower due to a lack of available historic photos. We wanted to include the photos that we could find, as well as include screen captures of Google Street View to see recent views and to see them in the community, while discussing the importance of the locations to Western's history as well as Kalamazoo's history.
The off-campus locations, the Gibbs House, State Hospital Gatehouse, and State Hospital Water Tower, are historically important buildings for not only the Western Michigan University campus, but also to the history of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Not only are these locations good for the use of Kalamazoo resources, but they can also still be accessed through public transportation, buses, etc. So all 3 locations are associated with the Kalamazoo Regional Psychiatric Hospital, which is the largest mental health institution in the state of Michigan, and it was originally called the Michigan Asylum for the Insane. These 3 locations were chosen as their history is overlooked as part of their significance to the city of Kalamazoo. The Gibbs House is now used as a community garden resources for patients of the Kalamazoo Regional Psychiatric Hospital, and now it is a connection between Western Michigan campus and the local community as a gardening resource. The State Hospital Gatehouse still is an antique entrance for the Kalamazoo Regional Psychiatric Hospital, which now serves as a museum, and the State Hospital Water Tower serves as a landmark for this city, which is a familiar presence that overlooks the entire city of Kalamazoo.
We also wanted to make sure that we included our citations, so that way our sources could be easily found, especially the primary sources and images.